This is FirstCoast.tv. We found ourselves here with Joy Delia, and she is a person who speaks for the ROWITA organization when we have some questions. And for those people who are watching this for the first time, what is ROWITA?
ROWITA it stands for Recognizing Outstanding Women in the Arts. And it's an award that we've been giving since 2009 to women who have made significant contributions to the arts in St. Johns County. And it started that year. I used to be the program coordinator for the St. John's Cultural Council, and one of my volunteers came in one day and said she was bored answering the phones and doing the menial work that she used to do for me. And I said, well, think of something, and we'll do it. So she thought about it for about a week, and she came back and she said, I want to do an awards for March, which is Women's History Month, for women, to women who have contributed to the artistic fabric of St. Johns County. And I thought, well, that's great. That's a great idea. So we worked on that, and we came up with, actually at the time it was a coalition of a bunch of different arts groups who came together to work on the awards ceremony. After about 3 years, we decided that it should just be the Cultural Council, and so that's what's brought us here today.
Okay, so today we're at the Limelight Theatre where we're having the ceremony. Today is March
13th.
13th, that is correct.
This is our 8th year with the award.
Yeah. Would you think when you started that 8 years later you'd be like...
and at the time it was just, okay, let's do this.
Okay, right.
And then after about 3 years, or 2 years, I talked to my friend Gail. The award is now named after her. She passed away in 2012, I believe, and we decided to name the award the Dr. Gail Pflaster ROWITA Award after her, since it was her initial idea. So after a few years, I thought, we're rewarding the older women, perhaps we should do something for the young artists who are just starting out. Artists, it's a tough road to hoe. So we thought, well, let's start. I really wanted to start a scholarship fund, so we started that, and today we're going to be giving an award to someone for the Junior ROWITA Fellowship, is what we call it, and that's given to a high school senior woman who is graduating and is going to be pursuing her artistic passions and training at a higher level. And that could be at the university level, or it could be a workshop, or what have you.
Okay. So how many people are we honoring today?
Tonight we're honoring 7 people. In all, I think that brings us up to 47 over the past 8 years. Wow. And we're giving 1 Junior Fellowship Award.
All right. Well, we thank you very much for explaining this in a nutshell, what it's about and what is its goal and how it helps our community tremendously.
Well, once you see the rest of the ceremony, you'll see how much women have contributed to the fiber of the arts community in St. Johns County.
All right.
Thank you
again, Joy.
Thank you. That we would still be doing this. For some of you who don't know the history of the ROWITA, when I was the program coordinator for after we had given awards to the ROWITAs, it occurred to me that perhaps we should expand the program a little bit and help the young aspiring women artists who are graduating from high school. So we started the Junior ROWITA Fellowship, which I'm real proud that we have continued that now for 5 years. And it's funded primarily through donations from all of you. So when you see the little sign there for the $5 for wine and water, it's all going to our graduating seniors.
I don't know any other person who deserved it more than her. All the words about how you succeed in life, and that's talent, hard work, and dedication. It's all about her. She's not only excellent, really, she's not only talented, she's very dedicated to what she does, whatever she does. And I'm really, really proud of her, and I wish her, it's a long way to success ahead of her, and I wish you all the best.
And this is your the award, the certificate. And of course, this is the important part. It's a $1,000 fellowship from
Everybody in here is dignitaries. Would you all stand up? I hope I'm not missing out. Let's move. One other thing I would love to see is for, and Joy, is it okay if I do this, to ask all the people who have received ROWITA Awards in the past to either raise your hand or stand up, whichever one you'd like to do, and look around and see who these marvelous the nominators, the people who submitted the nominations, to come forward and introduce their nominees. So our first is Gary Snodgrass. He's going to come and introduce Elyse Brady.
I've had the pleasure of serving on the board of directors at the St. Augustine Art Association over the past 6 years. And it's really an honor for me and my fellow board members, including our president, Diane Bradley, who herself is a former ROWITA recipient, to nominate Elyse for this wonderful award. Let me take just a couple of minutes to tell you something about Elyse. Most people would be fortunate indeed if they were blessed with just one talent and one successful career in their lifetime. But due to her hard work and her persistence and her commitment and dedication, Elyse has enjoyed several successful careers. We thank you for your dedication to the arts and to the St. Augustine Art Association and to the community. We thank you for your dedication, your commitment, your perseverance, your hard work. And we congratulate you today on being recognized as a recipient of the ROWITA Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, Elyse Brady.
Honor to accept this award on behalf of the St. Augustine Art Association, and especially I want to thank our board of directors for their tremendous and unwavering support all through my tenure there at the Art Association. So thank you all very, very much.
I'd like to invite Kathy Marcus to come up and introduce Manila Clough.
My name is Kathy Marcus, and I'm honored to present my nominee, Manila Clough. I'm just going to start off by reading a little bit of her background. Manila studied at Florida State University, Georgetown, and Tulane before her studies were interrupted by a move to Europe, where she became a full-time artist. Now, her work can be found today in schools, offices, libraries, hospitals, municipal buildings, and private homes. One of the places that you may have seen something that she's done is the Bailey Hospice Center at the nurses' stations on either side. They're beautiful wall-to-wall mosaics. And I'm very proud and honored to have recommended or nominated her for this ROWITA Award.
I'm more comfortable in my studio than at the mic. And so if you know me, hi David Nolan, you know that I love Shakespeare, who said that brevity is a soul of wit. So thank you very much, and thank you to the St. John's County, to the St. John's Cultural Council for all that you do. Thank you.
Our next nominator is Babs Lutton, and Babs will introduce Caren Goldman.
Good afternoon, I'm Babs Lutton. And this was a really easy nomination to make, but a very difficult introduction to write, because it's really hard to get to Caren Goldman in just a few introductory words. Caren has been an achiever throughout her life and brings so much talent and inspiration to the city of St. Augustine. She is an award-winning journalist, a freelance writer, and an award-winning author. Caren is co-founder of Compassionate St. Augustine, but she is a visionary, a leader, an organizer, and a tireless worker. But her greatest gift is her ability to bring others together to do important work. I am proud to introduce my friend and an inspiration, Caren Goldman.
I grew up in Brooklyn, and when I was 6 years old, I met Superman for the first time. Gazing at the Man of Steel who lived on the other side of our television screen, I knew instantly that he was, without a doubt, my one true hero. Indeed, long after I outgrew most childish things, the iconic comic book character created by two teenagers in Cleveland, Ohio, remained just that important, a hero. So what exactly is the point? I often wondered that until one day I realized it was rather simple, which we all know means it's really very complex. So here it goes. The point is that as humans with hearts and minds that are in relationships with others, we all, every one of us, needs to discover ways to allow our truest voices to speak and be heard. Finally, there's one more, my husband Ted. He's the real superhero in my life. He's a soulmate and a cheerleader, and he's one whose encouragement and love have helped me to sprout real wings and to use my voice in ways I could never have imagined. Thank you.
Next, I want to bring Wendy Mandel McDaniel to introduce Jan Tomlinson, Master.
Hi, everybody. Public speaking is not my thing, but I wanted to do this because I wanted to share with you some of the amazing things that my good friend Janet has done. So here goes. Janet is a truly remarkable woman who I've had the privilege of knowing for 31 years. In fact, she encouraged my husband Philip and I to move to St. Augustine, as have the countless individuals, both young and old, who have had the good fortune to learn from and be inspired by her. It is my great honor and true pleasure to introduce you to my dear friend, remarkable artist, and passionate art advocate, Jan Tomlinson, Master.
I'm truly honored to be able to share the stage with this dynamic group of women, past and present. And truthfully, I see myself as just another cog in the wheel. Some artists sit, work in their studio, but I'm one of those people that like to collaborate. And when I tackle a project, my intent is always to make my community a better place to live. And to me, art makes us better people. It makes this community a better place. And I'm very happy to be part of it all. And thank you very much.
I'm going to introduce JoAnn Nance.
Thank you, Tommy. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, artists, for making St. Augustine and the world a better place. I nominated my wife, a little bit of nepotism, because I know she's an outstanding woman of the arts, and we're talking stage and theater at the St. Johns County Middle School, the Center for the Arts at Murray. But we can judge her success by the students who go on to very selective programs at FSU, UF, Chicago, at NYU, at Tisch at NYU, that kind of thing. My wife, JoAnn Nance.
Okay, thank you so much. It really is such an amazing honor to receive this award, because I think of this award in terms of all the past people who've been given it, who've been awarded this, and I think of my mentors, Phyllis Gibbs and Jean Rayner, and I think they're even here, and it's people like that I see getting this, so it's kind of a little overwhelming that I'm getting it. And for theater, I'm glad theater's being represented tonight. It's so amazing to watch all these visual artists. So please come out and join us. Our show, I know I shouldn't be doing commercials, but it's Tuesday evening, 7 o'clock. I have 200 students on stage doing the Lion King, as he said, and it's going to be amazing. So come out and join us.
Our next presenter is Eva Doolittle, who will present for Rosamond Parrish.
Award. So it was my great pleasure, honor, and privilege to nominate her for the ROWITA Award, and today I would like to say congratulations, Rosamond. Your record speaks for itself. Thank you.
In my past that was very close to me used to say I was like a dog with a bone. That's an old Southern expression, I think. But you know what? In listening to everybody tonight, I realized that's a good thing. I used to think maybe it wasn't, but I think it's a good thing, because the people that are here tonight that are being honored are all like a dog with a bone. You won't let things go until you make a success of it. You have perseverance, and you have stick-to-itiveness, as my minister for many years back in Alabama used to call it, and you have enthusiasm, which nothing great is ever accomplished without enthusiasm. So I feel like I'm just surrounded by so many people in my life who have brought all those things to me and have helped me realize how important sticking with something is, and really caring about it for years. But I'm just surrounded by people who are just such an inspiration, and thank you so much for this honor. It really, I wanted to mention one other thing. Louise, what a thrill to have you as the speaker tonight. I studied with Louise for 2 years at UNF, and I've had some tough teachers, but if anybody can make art tough, Louise can, but she just brings out the best in you, and she makes you love it, and she makes you want to do better, and thank you for that. But thank you, all of you. I certainly appreciate it.
And our last presenter is David Nolan, who will introduce Shirley William Collins.
And I first came to know her not as a photographer, but as a poet. And she has published 3 volumes of her poetry. And I remember going to a program at Flagler College several years ago called Voices from the Ville, from Lincolnville. And Shirley was one of the talents portrayed there, and she recited her poem on abandoned buildings. If you can remember Lincolnville of 20 years ago, there were a lot of abandoned buildings, many of them shamefully now gone. But it instantly became one of my favorite poems. A year ago, when she went into Echo House, which was about to be demolished, and discovered there in the middle of a room the entire surviving records of the civil rights movement in St. Augustine, thought to have vanished half a century before. One of the great finds of our history. The Smithsonian would love to get those from us right now, but so I honor my friend Shirley Williams.
Well, being the last one, and I know my tooth hurts. My pastor always says, please don't give Shirley a mic. But I would like to thank my friend JoAnn, my church member, and Joan, and Rise, and Twala, and my beautiful sisters, and Duncan. And I was in a dark place at that particular moment.
and had cancer, and my husband left, and it was a dark time, and she told me about Spotted, and it kind of saved my life in a way. Even though I knew I would not commit suicide or anything, I was in a really dark place. My family have no idea how dark it was. And to go out and be able to go to all of these events, I didn't care if it was white, black, Asian, Jew, it did not matter. I went to a bar mitzvah, I just had a ball, you know, and they just forgot I was black, and, you know, and so I was kind of happy about that. I don't know, but, you know, I thank you all for nominating me, David, Darian, Carrie, Margot Polk. Oh yeah, the record. Margot, she would always say, don't take my picture because I work at the record, but I didn't know why I couldn't take her picture because she was at the record, but anyway, I took it anyway. And the committee, I thank you so much. And I know your behind's hurt, and I know you're ready to go because I am also.
But I want to mention the ROWITA committee: Irene Areola, Melinda Birkbaum, Joy D'Elia, Melissa Cotto, and Dr. Nadia Ramatar. Those are the folks who keep this program going. Thank you so much for doing that. And for the Junior ROWITA review panel, Joy and Carol Gladstone, Dr. D. Israel, and Jan Miller for their service to that.